Hi, everybody. Welcome to, I'm very excited about this, the next generation of business model. We're here to talk about it and how to be involved with it. My name is Garth Barthasol. I'm here with my friend and associate, Greg Charrington. Greg, nice to see you.
Hey, Garth. It's great to be here today.
Yeah. So let's kind of just dive into this topic right away. Why is this important to be exploring something like this business model?
Well, Garth, it's a great question. And I think it's a question that'll be asked for centuries to come.
Mm-hmm.
But, latest statistics tell us that 72% of people don't know their life purpose and 86% of people don't like what they're doing. So there's obviously, aside from our opportunity, there's a great need out there that people are searching for something. And normally people look for things, but they're disappointed that they're not what they seem to be. So when we look at an opportunity as ours, and I love the term next generation, I've been in this industry for 26 years, and I have never seen anything like it in my 26 years. I've been with one particular company that I reached a triple diamond level and a senior executive in that company. And people need to look for other opportunities. I'm a firm believer in my coaching and as a published author is people should look for 4 solid streams of income. So that's why people should look at an opportunity.
So we were talking off camera just about the whole idea of the importance of leveraging and about scaling things that make a good business opportunity.
Sure.
You want to talk about that for a little?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, they're simple questions, but they need answers. I think the one thing that people are really guilty of is trying to complicate an opportunity.
Right.
And there's really only 2 elements for you to be able to increase your income. Either you increase your rate of pay or you increase your time of work. So in a normal model that we've gone to school with, what's the school model? Is you get a good education, which great to get a good education, go out and get a good job. Well, there's limits to that because you only can get a certain amount of pay and you can only work a certain amount of hours. Right. Where in this next generation business model is unlimited in its ability to give you time serving you and also your rate of pay. So that sounds strange to some people because normally about 90 to 95% of the people are working a job and great for them. But it's very limited when you're working a job because if I was to ask you if you were working as a mechanic, a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, you would only want to work 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week.
Right.
You may be getting paid $70,000 or $80,000 a year. So how do you increase your ability to earn? Either you've got to go and ask the dean of the school or your boss, hey, I want to increase my income by twice. And what do you think the outcome of that's going to be?
Not favorable.
Probably not favorable.
Yeah.
You might even lose your job, or he might just think it's a great joke. So now your other opportunity is to double your time of work. So you need to go from 40 to 50 hours a week to 80 to 100 hours a week. So then now we're in a situation where your health starts to fail, your relationships start to break or start to get scattered. And all these things start to consume your life as work becomes your life.
Right. I've been there, so I understand that.
I am too.
So let's kind of build this out from the start. So
okay.
It starts with who is buying your products or services, and can you scale that? I mean, business is about a system. It's about the ability to have something duplicated outside of your time necessarily. Right. So this next generation business model that we're talking about has the base of a 19-year-old company that's been seeking customer acquisition for that period of time. So I want to talk a little bit about customer acquisition, but just so that our audience is sort of aware of some sort of definitions that we're talking about, is that customer acquisition is nice to say, but it's harder to do. Our company that we associated with has spent over $1 billion in its history learning how to acquire customers through the media.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Break that down a little bit maybe and talk about what are the value and what sort of learned through spending $1 billion in media advertising.
That's with a B, is it?
Yes, with
That's
a
a
B.
B. Yeah, $1 billion. Well, I do 3-day seminars on how to acquire customers.
Yes.
Sales coaching, how complicated and difficult it is and expensive is to get a buying customer.
Right.
A lot of us, in social media today, we can get a lot of followers, we can get a lot of likes, we can buy likes even.
Yeah.
But that's much different than acquiring a buying customer.
And that's key here, right?
That's
we're
key.
talking about not leads, we're talking about a customer who's bought or buying products. Right?
Exactly. Someone who has reached out to our media and they've actually said, yes, I want those benefits that are being offered through a customer's testimonial. Then they take their credit card out, and this is a key, because many people will buy in for free samples, a conference call, a free webinar. But going from free to buying is the chasm or the abyss that most companies in their first 5 years fail at.
Right.
So when you say $1 billion, this is a proven system that the company that we're associated with has extensive experience in the media buy space. And they've gone all over the world through media, TV, internet, radio, direct marketing. So what we're talking about here isn't a promise that has no wheels under it. And I've experienced it firsthand where I am acquiring customers and they are buying over and over and over again with no association to the opportunity at all.
Yeah.
And we see out there in the marketplace that people a lot of times are selling an opportunity and the product is just a secondary means to an end. We're not talking about that. We're talking about real buying customers that are buying a health and wellness product that are getting real results in their health and wellness.
Yeah, and so that's, I want to spend a little bit more time on that because sometimes we gloss over that. What you just said is so important. The motivation of these customers and why they're buying products. It is for the single purpose of improving their wellness. They have a personal health goal or a challenge they're trying to do, or to get stronger, have more energy, lose weight, whatever the issue is, that's their motivation.
Yes.
So the company that we associate with actually builds around that and creates a culture of wellness that these customers are involved with.
Yeah.
They get regular mailings, they get health information, they get the ability to do health assessments. This company has a sort of a sister company that's a integrated wellness clinic. So there's lots of connection points for that.
Huge.
And I don't want to go into the depths of all that, but I think the key point in understanding here that gets me excited, so you talked about those customers that you see buying over again, and I see the same thing in my customers, is that that's what they're buying. They're buying their own personal wellness journal. And it's kind of the gel or the oil that makes this whole thing flow and work together.
Yeah.
So they buy long term because they have different views than someone who's in it just for the business or commission purposes.
Yes. And I think that's key, Garth, and it's well said, because every one of us has a cause and a purpose. And I think if we just rewind it even one frame back, is that I have a purpose and a calling on my life as you do.
Right.
But for me to maintain and to fulfill that purpose and cause, one of the key elements of it is good wellness and good health, physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
Right.
Today we'll talk about physically more so than the other two, which we can do that on another training. Yeah. But if you don't have your physical health, and Barry just left here, he's 77 years old, and he looks like he's 55, 60 years old. He's got a purpose and he's got a cause. Yeah. So that's why we're taking this new business generation, this new generation business and health and wellness, this cause that really aches in every person. Yeah. Because you talk to people that have ill health, they will give up everything for their health. And you look at even Steve Jobs, if I may comment on him, he said, his health was his greatest asset, which he didn't really look after. Right. And at 56 years of age, he died of pancreatic cancer. Right. And he even said that if he could have done it over, health would have been the cornerstone of his life.
Right. So let's sort of bring this into this new generation business model, what it means. So I'm a simple guy, and I just like things in its simplest format. The best way, the easiest way to build, not the easiest, the way to build a business, A, get more customers, and secondly, have those customers buy more product.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're talking about. We're talking about the company has a billion-dollar history of learning how to get more customers.
Yeah.
So there's a regular flow of customers coming through media. But secondly, because of this wellness culture, they build the customers buying not just long-term, but they're introduced to new products or other products or a new product launch that comes from the company.
Right.
And so they're exposed to buying more products. So we've kind of, just from our business hat standpoint,
Right.
we've got both of those covered in an amazing 19-year track record of acquiring customers and having those customers buy more and perform better over the long time.
Yeah.
And
it's a good point.
Yeah. That's really kind of the essence of this model, isn't it?
It is. The core, the thing I love about the model, Garth, as you mentioned, is the core of the model is on the customer.
Right.
And that's what the key needs to be, is a business cycle in this type of industry, in most industries, is about 180 days. People get excited for about 180 days.
Right.
And if they don't get any customers, they don't get any clients, then they fall off, they go to the next opportunity. Right. That's not what we're talking about. When you get involved with the GLB team, is you can get started today and tomorrow start getting paid on customers.
Right. I know.
And that's the difference.
Yeah. And
I think you make an excellent point on, because our model has multiple health tenors, that's a person that comes into our model through the billion-dollar proven system, they value their health. So they come in on the one product, but what's naturally going to happen as the company markets to them very professionally is they start to value their health at a greater level. Right. You're a runner, so you know your first kilometer might have been hard, but when you finish your first kilometer, it's like, hey, maybe I can do 2. It's the same mindset in our next generation business model. If someone buys one product and they get health results, they look around at the shopping cart and they say, what else do you have? All those things are important, but the setting is built on the core cause of good health. Right.
Excellent. Okay, so let's kind of bring this sort of plane back to a landing here where we started about the business model. So we took time to explain where customers come from, how they're serviced. But it's interesting that, I'm not sure if we made it clear, that all happens outside you and me. We don't do that. The company is doing all of that work.
Yeah.
We get to sort of jump in and partner with them, hence the word co-op marketing, and acquire the purchasing patterns of these customers and earn commissions off of them.
Yeah.
Like, it really becomes a very simple business model and conversation because somebody else has figured out customer acquisition, customer service, shipping, returns, all of that we do not get involved with.
No.
So is it really that simple to get going in it?
Well, I think it's simple in the fact that if we rewind our paradigms in business, is that we hear this message everywhere, social media, everywhere we go, is that people are self-made. People are never self-made. Success is birthed and realized in a community. So when you say that the model that we're involved with, this next generation model that is going to sweep the nation and probably the globe, because it's a proven system, people need to understand that you can't do it by yourself. That you need to be a part of something that's already successful, that you can come and draft alongside of that and partner with other people that might be ahead of you, that might be behind you, but nonetheless, we're a group. The Global Legacy Group, the Global Legacy Builders are inviting people to come on this success journey. You know, I don't like to use the word guarantee, because nothing's really guaranteed in life, but this is the closest thing you're going to get, is guaranteed.
As far as real customers who buy products and obviously create cash flow and commissions and earnings.
Exactly.
That is there. We can.
And that's the biggest challenge in business, Garth.
This is not pie in the sky. This is actually happening today.
This is real.
And people can join that today.
I checked my business today before I came.
Right.
And people are buying and rebuying. And I have a statement. I've got a full back office there that I can have total monitor of my business.
Yeah.
What my commissions were last month, what they're tracking on this month, my new customers. It is amazing. And for me to have to invest in that, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Not that I couldn't do it, but I wouldn't want to do it. And that's what most business builders are doing.
Right.
They're out there slugging it on their own. And facts show us that 90% of businesses that are started today will not exist in 5 years.
Right.
And that small 10%, 90% of those in 10 years won't exist.
Yeah.
The odds are against people.
Yeah, pretty alarming. Okay, so I hope at this point, if someone's still listening, that they are highly interested. So, what would you do at this point, or what if you were watching this? What's kind of the next step?
Well, the next step for me is I'm in coaching and consulting, and I've written a book and a successful published author, and I just try to keep it simple.
Yeah.
I always say things start with a conversation.
Yeah.
So, if I was watching this video today, I would say, if something tweaked me a little bit, hey, the new generation business model, never heard of that. A proven customer acquisition. I like the figure of billion, $1 billion spent and invested in the proven system. I would just simply say, Garth, that if something tweaked your interest, everything happens with a conversation.
Yeah, that's
when you first saw your wife, it started with a conversation. You didn't get married and never talk to her. So what I'm saying to people is they make the mistake or the error of thinking that if they step into a conversation that we're getting married. I don't want to marry anyone yet. I want to have the conversation because we want certain people on our team too that have a cause and a purpose and that are going to have longevity. Because in this type of industry, almost every industry, there's the shiny object obsession where everyone's chasing the next shiny object. This isn't a next shiny object. This is a proven system over 19 years. So to answer your question is, make a call. Give us your information. I'm going to personally do some of the beginning calls. We'll be growing so quickly that I won't be able to do all the calls. We'll have to get people to help us. But, I would invite a conversation. And that's all we're asking today is.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. So I hope you understand how excited we are about this. And we're here. We're here to chat. We're here to explore. It's a process. So take the next step. Do yourself a favor. Until you know that it's not right for you, you should keep exploring it. And that's really our challenge today. So thanks for joining. And I'm sure we'll talk to you soon. And either by video or by phone.
Yeah, thank you, Garth. Thank you.